and welcome back to Libib's booktube channel. My name is Kaylin and welcome back to another new Thursday bookish video. Today's video is going to be about the books that I need to finish before the end of 2017 because 2017 is coming to an end and it's coming quicker and quicker as the year progresses, and it's really quite scary because we basically have 3.5 months left until 2017's over with. I need to get some reading done. I need to chop. Some of these books I have mentioned in other videos, like the books I must read in 2017 and series that I must start in 2017. So hopefully looking at those videos can get me to kickstart into reading these books that I need to read. The books that I'm mentioning are not in any particular order at all. And the first book up on the list is Anna Dressed in Blood by Kenjar Blake. This horror paranormal story talks about, we have a boy named Kaz who is a ghost hunter. He arrives in a new town in search of a ghost the locals call Anna Dressed in Blood, so when that's her. Cass doesn't expect anything outside the ordinary except for track, hunt, kill. What he finds instead is a girl entangled in curses and raged, a ghost he's never faced before. This book sounds perfect for Halloween, perfect for fall. I love me a good horror novel, so I'm hoping this falls in place with this. I think this is more paranormal rather than horror. Next up on the list is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin. I've been wanting and dying to read this book. I originally got this at Plato's Closet when they took books for $3, so this was quite a long time ago. This was probably in my Pretty Little Liars phase. So I've had this book forever. It was always hyped up on BookTube in the way back days. I'm convincing myself that I finally need to read this book because it is a paranormal book, so I think it would be perfect for October or the fall season. I also really want to pick this book up because the chapters are incredibly short, and I am a sucker for books with incredibly short chapters. That's what I've been really into recently, and it feels like I'm reading a lot and it makes me read more. I don't know, it's just how I've been reading lately, so I'm hoping to get to this book. This book is about a girl who wakes up and she has no idea like about her memory these past couple of days. All her friends were killed in this car crash, but she somehow survived, and then she meets a mysterious boy and he knows more about her, and that's all I really know. I know a lot of people rate it very high on Goodreads and BookTube, so I can't wait to dive in and see what the hype is all about. The next book that I want to get to by the end of 2017, I've just been putting off forever, and I've been putting off the rest of the trilogy forever because I remember reading Darkest Minds and I remember just being devastated and heart-wrecked, and I didn't want to cry or like go through the pain that I went through with the Darkest Minds and the short little novella in between this and Never Fade by Alexander Bracken. I just read The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding, A Fiendish Arrangement. I remembered why I loved Alexander Bracken to begin with, and so I really need to make myself do this even though I don't want to. Like, I don't want to read it because I don't want my heart broken, but I gotta read this before the end of 2017. If you haven't read The Darkest Minds, I'll leave a link in the description box below where I did a book talk and more information on The Darkest Minds. Next up is a book that I think is gonna be perfect for winter because that way I can't go outside and like get it dirty or dusty or destroyed, because that is my biggest fear with owning this book. And it's just so beautiful. That's Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This book is just so beautiful, and I don't want anything to happen to it. So I think whipping it out in the middle of winter when I have nothing else to do except for hide in my room and read. Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo is a fantasy heist book, and that's all I know. And if you want to find more about this book, I'll leave a link in the description box below where you can go check it out on Goodreads because I want to go into this completely blind. I also mentioned this book in the video series I needed to start in 2017, so I should at least start it. Next up, we have a beautiful sci-fi book. This is Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Got it right because I had to look at the cover because I always get their names confused. This book was also featured on my books I must read in 2017 video because I must read this. I've been putting this off forever because I wanted the entire trilogy to be completed, but the third book was supposed to come out this fall but has been pushed to a later time now, but whatever. I need to at least start with this book so I can pick up Gemina because Gemina has a blue beautiful cover and I need it in my life. I have no idea what this this book is about, and I also really want to go into this blindly. All I know is that it's a sci-fi novel, and it has a beautiful cover, a beautiful inside. So if you want to go check out more, I'll leave a Goodreads link in the description box below. And the last book that I need to read before the end of 2017 is one of my most hyped up book releases of 2017, and that is Retribution Rails by Erin Bowman. I am living for this book. A couple years back, I read Vengeance Road, and I absolutely loved it. I was nuts over it. It was one of my favorite reads of 2015. I loved it. Maybe it was because I lived out west, like in the western states in Montana, and I read it during fall, and there are like rich history in the town that I was at, not just about like gold mining, more about copper mining and brothels and that sort of stuff, and that's why I loved living there. It was so rich with history. And opening up Vengeance Road just made my heart happy. It was a YA Western novel, completely different from anything else in the YA market, and that's why it intrigued me so much. It's like a YA Western meets Mulan, and Retribution Rails takes place with our main character, Reese, and he is just dragged into this infamous gang because he has this mysterious gold coin, which is like Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, but Western novel edition. He meets up with an aspiring journalist after a botched train robbery, and they're on a quest for revenge that may be impossible to settle. So I'm super excited. I can't wait for all the gunslinging action and that sort of jazz in this book. I can't wait for the good old Western feels. Anyways, that is it for today's video. What books do you need to read before the end of 2017? Because you only got 3.5 months left. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today's bookish video. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week for a new bookish video.